Hello, hello, hello. Diane Cox here, back for some more Tarot Joy. I've got the Rider-Waite out today, and they have got reversals. Let's see what it brings. Oh yes, there's drills drilling. There's lawn mowers mowing. Normally, Rufus, the kitty being, he's been quiet all morning, but the minute he knows I'm making some kind of video, he'll start his lovely singing and chattiness. So, yes, had some questions come in, so I'm going to do the one first on the US elections. Are they going to happen? Is something going to scupper the US elections? It's been an idea that's floating around for a few years now that the US elections aren't going to happen. Do they ever happen, elections, really? You know my theory on elections and them not being such thing as elections. They are selections, and we are given the kind of fantasy that we are actually influencing anything when we're not, because, as you know what I think, there's a big, whole different force behind the whole running of the world. So, but here's the question. The question was about, are the elections going to happen? Is there going to be something that affects it? One of the ideas a while ago was that obviously the wars were going to kind of obliterate the kind of necessity of elections, like it happened in Ukraine. You know, the Ukraine elections were cancelled, and then they've never had one. So if you weren't happy with the government in Ukraine, then tough cookie, they're staying, and who knows when that will ever change. So that's an interesting kind of thought, isn't it? Okay, so let's think about it. All join in. Okay, I'm just kind of joining in with you all on this channel, and people who are interested in the truth and the reality of our world. And let's have a think. Are the US, it's hard to kind of tune into the whole of the US and the whole government thing, and is it going to happen? But just think about those elections, you know, it's all that big circus, isn't it? It's all the circus. And no matter what we vote, people will come into power and do what they want because they're pleasing someone, and that someone isn't the population of each country. So obvious. Anyone that can't see that is kind of probably a bit too busy working or looking after kids or kind of being highly creative or whatever you are doing. Because I think it's so obvious, isn't it? It's so obvious they are not here to please and keep people healthy and keep food. Anyway, Diane, the US elections, are they going to happen? Is there going to be something in the way? Okay, let's have a look. Okay, that seems about it. First card, Significator. So, the Significator, very unsurprisingly, for what's going to happen over the US elections. Lots of worry, lots of strife. Now, who is that worry? Is that the political parties worrying? Is it that energy behind everything in worry? Is it the electorate in worry and strife? Who's worrying? Okay, we're asking about the US elections and are they going to happen? So, okay, there is a lot of kind of concern, I would say, yeah, maybe concern over that, okay? So let's have a look. What is the crossing card? The crossing card is the Queen of Pentacles. Talking about the US elections, you'd have to think that was Kamala Harris, wouldn't you? So the Queen of Pentacles is crossing, a woman of, great, it's pentacles, it's earth, it's the body, it's health, it's wealth, it's business, it's kind of building an empire, okay? But let's not get too carried away with the who's building what empire. And let's just kind of carry on with the are they going to happen kind of vibe, because I could obviously go into masses of commentary about each candidate, the two out of how many Americans in the country. So what's the overarching card? Okay, so that is the Knight of Wands reversed. So obviously upright, you're looking at, as you all know if you watch my videos, I always think of Lord Flashheart when I see the Knight of Wands. So it's kind of, dashing in, on Blackadder, if any of you ever watched Blackadder. Lord Flashheart used to be played by Rick Mayall. And he was always like, yes, dashing in and all kind of brave, and wands, it's fire, it's kind of action. And so when it's reversed, you'd have to think of the opposite almost. Like, so there isn't any rushing in, there isn't any kind of dashing forward. The fiery action, non-action. Now that's interesting. Non-action, US elections. The overarching card. Ooh, let's see what's at the bottom of it. Knight of Wands reversed. Okay, not rushing in, not acting, not on your big, rearing up horse. It's like whoa. No, not yet. So what's at the base of this question? Okay, it's the Seven of Cups. So the Seven of Cups. Look at the figure in the foreground, the silhouette, looking, kind of going, okay, what am I looking at? What am I looking at? Oh, that's interesting. What am I looking at today? So what does it mean today? US elections. What's going to happen over the US elections? Now that to me is, again, it's a lot of choice, but also the Seven of Cups for me, I look at that today and it's like, castles in the air, there's all these kind of distractions, there's all this kind of different things on offer, like obviously there always are in elections, people making all those promises, never actually saying how they're going to do it, where the money's coming from, and all that kind of malarkey. So Seven of Cups as a root of the question, distracted, a lot of distractions, and kind of, meet that up, join that up with the Knight of Wands reversed and the Seven of Cups, the Knight of Wands reversed and the Nine of Swords. Okay, interesting. You see, you have to say to yourself, okay, doing a reading on the US elections, are they going to happen? I'm doing it, and I'm kind of going, I know I said this before about tarot readings, is it my perspective if they are going to happen? You call in your entourage and all different energy to kind of, feel the vibe out, get into the unconscious mind and all that kind of stuff. So let's carry on for a minute. Okay, so what's in the past? The Empress reversed, lack, scarcity, kind of, normally the Empress is about lusciousness and fertility and, that kind of mother kind of figure. So reversed, it's obviously that idea of just like the crop's not growing, the grain isn't doing well, there's a, like I say, there's a lack, the land is barren, the mother is absent kind of thing in this situation. And when you kind of think of America and its history, it's quite interesting if you think of recently, like as in the last few hundred years. It's actually it's not even a few hundred years since it's been made, is it? Since they ravaged the Native Americans and since the white men came and killed all the buffalo, and so the Native American Indians, they ruined their food source. Anyway, I'm sure you know the history of what happened. It's funny, isn't it, all this ravaging? But, lots of countries, when you look at history, let's not go on too much, but when you look at history, and it's funny how people always want to invade other people's countries, and it's all over the world. In South Africa, you look at the history of South Africa, and even Africa, and the tribal fighting and that I want your land, I want this land. It goes on today, doesn't it? In Sudan, and you look at Rwanda. Anyway, what's in the future? Okay, so the Four of Wands reversed. There's a lot of kind of reversals. There's a lot of the brakes are on. It's not happening. Ooh, yeah, it's not happening. This normally is like, getting ready for some lovely celebration. Can be people coming together, some event to celebrate, some good news coming in, setting up like a lovely laurel pagoda type of thing. And so there's nothing to celebrate here. Okay, so the celebrations are on hold. The action is on hold. It's wands, it's fire, it's on hold. Okay, so let's see, where does the elections find themselves? Okay. Oh dear. The six of wands reversed. Now this is normally the victory card, obviously coming back victorious. It's reversed. At this point I'd have to say, there's not a lot to celebrate. People in the free world thinking they're free. When anyone who pays taxes and has a big look at the world knows that we are all enslaved. This is why you've got to grow your own food, try and live as healthy as possible, try and get clear water, and not partake of the poisons that are constantly being offered. Oh, I can't believe this. So what do other people, those looking in, what do they see? Those kind of Eight of Swords. Okay. Is the election going to happen? So the Eight of Swords, how do other people see it? Trapped, bound, gagged. There's no freedom. There's no seeing. There's no, she's tied. She's like a prisoner. She's a slave tied up and, ready for, kind of collapse by the looks of it. Exhausted, frightened, fearful. Okay, fearful and frightened, bound and gagged. You can't see, well, not gagged, but, blindfolded, I should say. Wow, that's quite interesting. And hopes and fears. Wow, the star reversed. There's no wishes. There's no dreams come true. There's no wishes coming at the moment. There's no kind of, being the star shining. There is no shining. It is dark. It is dark without the star shining. What's the outcome? Oh, God. Oh, dear. The Ten of Swords. It's the end. It is the end. Wow. The end of elections, the end of our perceived idea that we're part of something. I'd have to look at this reading and go, no, they're not going to happen. Because there's something about this reading that is so, anti-freedom is how I'd put it. If you think this reading's about elections, it's the end of an era. And I know, ages ago, I know that, just talking about England for a second, I remember, again, for years it's been talked that Charles would get to the throne, he wouldn't be on the throne for very long, and then something would happen and William would come, and William wouldn't be on the throne for very long either, because it's like a game changer. And from an astrological point of view, with obviously Pluto changing signs currently to and from Capricorn, Aquarius, and then I think it's 2026 that Neptune really moves into Aries, and that is a big game changer. And so the whole idea that this world is changing, and I'd like to say to everyone, remember that when we're talking about the world, there's a massive collective energy and thought. So if you think the world the way you want it to be, not take on the mass hypnosis and propaganda from the television, the media, just take it out of your life. Visualize how you want the world to be. If you want elections, or if you want a government that is fair and just and intelligent and with oodles of common sense and a real sense of right and wrong and what is good for the masses, not what is just good for the 1%, as they say. So I'll put a photograph up. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do a quick reading on with my Mythic Tarot, which are all upright, and then I'll put that up at the end, and then you can see if this theme is the same, because that's what we're really looking for, the theme here. Is the theme the same? So that is quite something. I mean, the star reversed, not shining, feeling dimmed, and people will feel dimmed, you know, because you think of all the money spent on elections, and then it's like, oh no, it's not happening. I can really see that would be the case, you know. But I should also do one on Trump and Harris, and then see what comes up. But am I that interested in either of them? It's kind of, oh dear, you know, they you know, politicians, no, they just say what they need to say so they can carry on what other people in the background are telling them. Anyway, Diane, that is that reading, that is that question. I'll take a photograph, and thank you for watching.